Welcome back to Railroads Online, and this is episode 14 of the playthrough series. And today we are going to be running some trains, and I've already bought a few Cordwood cars there. I just need to grab 4 more until we've got 16 in the consist. So just go grab them. We want tier 3 cars. This number will be 3-13. And paste in the name. And one more. 3-14. Gotta get the cursor back. There we go. One more. 3-15. Yes, it's a little bit annoying that when you hit the control to paste, it actually makes you crouch and takes the camera down low. And this is the last one. G3 3-16. There, see, that's the control. Takes you down to the ground and order it. And I think we're very broke now. Let's have a look at our money. Only $258. We only had just enough money to buy them. We're going to have to do quite a little bit before we can afford to buy some hoppers. And well, I want to buy 10 hoppers, because shifting 100 at a time just seems like a nice even round number. We'll turn off the brakes on these so they roll down our little hump yard. Derail. We drop them down, put a pin and a link in them. We'll make sure we grab them in order so the numbers are all in order. Makes it easier when you're checking that all your cars made it after your trip. You can just walk to the end one and make sure that the number's in the right place, instead of having a caboose on the end, which just tends to be dead weight in the game. Last one. All we got to do is pin them all in. The last one. Oh no, you didn't go all the way forward. Maybe we're too far down off the slope. No. Oh, let's head on up to the logging camp and fill 16 full of cordwood, that should be 96 filled at the smelter. Better put some wood in it first. It's guaranteed the fire's gone out. It has. Closed door. Make sure we've got them all pinned. Yep, everybody's coming and following along. And we're going to run out of steam if I leave this on full regulator, so we'll back it off to about 10 until we're building up pressure again. We'll get us most of the way there. Check again, make sure everybody's coming. Starting to slow down. We've run out of steam. Oh, looks like 16. Or perhaps we've left a brake on somewhere. No, I don't think so. We took off too quickly to have a brake still on. We're just running out of steam pressure. Yes, it's slowly dropping. We did get a little bit of news today about when the spline update's coming, and it's still more than a week off. And well, some of the information that I heard, and well, I'm not sure whether or not I'm actually meant to share it or not, but I'm going to anyway. When the spline update comes out, it will only be the building tools and a test locomotive. You will not be able to resume your normal game running to do operations. Jump off, that's 16. You won't be able to do your normal operations. So if you want to continue to actually run trains, you need to hop over onto the main branch of the game, because the beta branch will be strictly for testing with this next update. And it will just be building tracks and seeing how the new track building system works. There won't be any actual gameplay in the next update. Not until it's all the kinks and bugs are worked out of the beta branch build tools. Yep, moving just slow enough to be able to get up here and get this switch in time. So that's a heads up to anyone that's watching and wants to continue to run trains. You need to be on the main branch. And I won't leak any of the other little bits of information that's been given down to those in the know. And you'll just have to wait until the one who's actually allowed to tell you what's going on actually tells you. And we all know that's Heiss. He's now the community manager, and he's the one with all the leaks that aren't leaks anymore. They're actually the information. There we go, jump in here. We don't want to fall down in the pits of hell. And we're up to steam. We are, yep. We can give it all the beans. Away we go. So there's been a few other changes to what's been said will come that won't actually happen now. We probably should change these switches. We don't need to run around the passing lane. And what we need to actually brake, because I think this switch it's the wrong way for us. That would have caused a big derail. We might change these on the way back down the hill so that we run down the straight line instead of going through the passing lane. Yeah, so we were left on the passing lane when I came back and collected the log wagons and put them over in the new yard. I did extend that new yard. I had another 2 lanes to it. So now that we've got an entry lane, a passing lane, and 3 siding yards there, which should be plenty of storage, and we'll be able to put these Cordwood cars there for the moment while we're not using them. But I'm going to have to do something to rectify this money shortage problem before we can start buying any hoppers and moving stuff down from the iron mine to the smelter. More than likely I'll need to do a couple of trips of logs, or I will have to do a load of beams and take some beams off to the freight depot. I could always do, I think there's enough room to do one more load up to the iron mine, but I don't think there is enough room. I don't think we'll be able to do more than that because there's only room for one more. I think we're at 190 of 290. We do need to change the switch here because this will be the first time we're running into the Cordwood side of the logging camp. So we'll back off on the regulator, let it roll on up. brake to slow down. A lot more brake to slow down. There we go. Now we'll let it roll. We're going slow enough. And we need to change this one to come into the first lane. And that will be correct. We'll make sure that one's correct for the way back. And these do take a long time to load because there's 8 onto each rail car. Jump back up on there. Jump into third person so we can make sure we're in the right spot here because I haven't got any markers on this side yet. Oh. Weighed less than I thought. Let it roll forward just a little bit more. These are very heavy when they're loaded. One of the heaviest cars loaded Cordwood. Okay, well, I'll load these and I'll do it off camera and I'll see you back when they're all loaded. And we're back again, almost loaded. Last 2 on there, and that's, 16. 16's about as big as I'd want to go playing solo play, otherwise the trains just get far too large to manage for one person. Not too bad when you've got multiple people and you can have one person standing on the loading platform calling out where to stop at. But it becomes a little bit harder when you're a single player and you've got to sort of stand here and gauge where to stop at the cranes, and we can't even see them because the trees replanted in the way. I'll put a little bit on, but guarantee we're going to need to put some more wood on this fire. And yeah, we've run out of wood, but it's still hot. I'll throw some more wood in here. How much do we give this? 7. We'll give it 10. And we'll run across the other side here. It'll take a while to speed up because that is a very heavy train. Run across over here and put this, throw this switch to the other way so we can get out of the loop. And it is the far one, that one. Where we're lined to come out. Yeah, it's barely even accelerated. There, that is a lot of weight in that Cordwood. If anyone ever needs the weights of loads and how much everything can carry, on the official Discord in the community resources channel, I have put up a heap of information about what, how much each car can carry, how much you make profit per car, what the industry inputs and needs are, what the exports are, and what they're different on the different economy levels. There's also Mickley's calculator to do your load calculations. It's in there. How the water works in a steam engine is also in that channel. It's a great resource if you need the little bits of information to keep your railroad running. And of course, when it changes in the game, I'll be sure to get updated images in there so that we've got the right numbers that we can work from. Oh, we're up to speed. Let's give her all the beans. Let's go. We are going to have to slow down at the bottom of the hill because I want to flip those switches down there on the passing lane and put them back over so we're just running straight through. There's no need to use the passing lane. Not unless we were running this on a multiplayer map and we needed to hold in there for another train to come past. But because we're only solo playing, we don't need to use the passing lane. This map is available to download and use. It's up on the mini-zerg. The link is in the description if anyone wants to actually use this map. It has got the smallest number of splines that I've seen of any map. And when you run it through the Rail Studio and you do the little trick to combine splines on it, it actually increases the number of splines on this map. So it's a very resource friendly map. Currently it's only half connected. We've still got half of the iron mine to go, the coal mine, and then the southern part of the map. But within a few weeks it will be fully connected. And hopefully I get the whole map finished before the spline update comes out, because when the beta comes out I will be working on the beta branch, and we're not going to make that in time because this is too heavy. We're not going to make it. We are going to make it. We made it. That was pulling it fine. I just want a little bit of power and we'll run forward to this next one. Gives us heaps of time. I will be busy with beta branch and learning how the new splines work so that I can get together a new set of tutorials when it comes out. So that will be the end of my playthrough series. And of course then when it hits the main branch, then I will start another playthrough on the new splines. Because hopefully by then, if you're on the official Discord and you've seen in the modelling showcase, the modelling guys have been busy like you would not believe making new models for the game. And there's some really beautiful models that they've shown off in there. It's kind of unbelievable at the rate that they're working. I've had a go at modelling before, and it took me 3 weeks to make a simple truck for Farm Sim. And these guys are pumping out like beautiful models within a day or two. It's unbelievable how quick they work. And we'll run ahead again because there's more switches over here that we need to switch, because we want to head to the smelter, and this will be the first run that we've done down to the smelter. Okay, your line correct. Your line correct. You need to line the other way. And when we get down here, I'm pretty sure this one needs to line the other way because we can't come up from the smelter and went straight to the freight depot to buy new rail cars. And that should have us line through. That one's correct. And this is the first run down this hill with a load. And I'm going to be throw caution to the wind. And I'm just going to give it all the beans. And let's go and let's see if we derail on the new track. It should be good. The tightest curve on there is a 28, and that is at the big turnaround on the bridge up the gorge. But this is a heavy train, and we could get over speed on a 2.5% down, and we could be increasing that derail counter. But we don't know until we try, and this is the try. We'll know for future then whether or not we need to either just let it roll or drag a little bit of brake. But I'll try and put them in the dirt. There's no damage costs for derails yet. That has been said, it is coming. If you derail, you'll either need to take your rail cars to a repair place to have them repaired, or you will have to pay a cost to repair them on the spot when you re-rail them. Also said that there'll be a cost for building track as well. So the more elaborate you build your tracks, or the bigger the bridges, the deeper the groundworks, you will be paying more for your tracks. And it has been rumoured that the ability to stack groundworks in the new spline system will no longer work. So there'll be no more big sky bridges across gaps where you need to stack 2 or 3 lots of bridges on top of each other. Which is also bad because even on this map, I've had up the cliff faces there, I've needed to stack double heights of the stone wall to be able to reach the bottom of the... so that everything blended nicely in with the terrain. Yes, this is tight and we're going very fast. We're still on 100% reg, no brakes on any of the rail cars. We're just letting it go, full beans. This corner here is a 25. And this will be the problem corner up here on the bridge. This one is 28. We've still got the whole train following behind so far. .5% down, 28-degree corner, and we can go full speed around it. And from what I can see, because you can't see it, but I've got an overlay for the system, the computer's performance up in the corner, and we currently have no physics slowdown whatsoever in the game, running 16 and locomotive. Oh, there's a little bit of a tip going on there with the Cookie Monster. That was up on 3 wheels. The Cookie Monster is not the most stable of locomotive. And there we go, we're down. Full regulator, no brakes, and letting it go. Get off the regulator now and we'll just roll on into the new track. And this is all new since last episode. I've done this bit here off camera. I've decided to go with a crossover, and on the other side here you can see I've put basically a bypass lane so that we can go past without needing to enter the smelter when running the coal back from the coal mine back to the ironworks. Because I won't go over the saddle, that's just a little bit too crazy of a route for me. And we should be lined in here to go right up this temporary bit of track that's off the end, and hopefully I've made it long enough that we can fit the locomotive and 16 in there. We will be needing to basically go backwards and forwards into that shunting lane to offload the cordwood. And we're lined correctly for this one. Might need to give it a little bit of regulator to get up here because there's a little bit of a hill as we come around the curve here. Let's see whether my estimation was good. Nearly around that switch at the back end there. And that looks about good. Pull it up there. Put it into reverse and we can run all the way back and change the switch. Now this would be a lot easier with the second person playing. You could have somebody controlling the switch down here and cutting the empty cars and kicking them off into the lane we come in on, while the other person is controlling the locomotive and taking it backwards and forwards. Being solo play, and well, with my Outback internet, I can't have a second person play because there's no way I can possibly host. I've got like half a megabit upload speed. There's a lot of running involved, backwards and forwards to the front, from the front of the train to the end of the train and then back again. Aye. We should have enough power to push back up this little bit of a hill here. Because we didn't grade any of this, we've just thrown it straight on the ground. We will need to watch and see where we're going at the other end of the train. Hard to judge at this distance. It'll be a little bit easier when we're around the hill doing it. Right, run back, let's unload some. Hopefully the train pulls up in time. I think we're going to need a couple extra brakes on here. That pulled it up. So I have put what I call a soft stopper here on the end. It will roll up onto the dirt without actually going a hard thud. And that one will unload onto the platform. This one will, and we'll watch the money going up. There it goes. Unload. Helps if you hit the right button. We need to push it back one more because there's room there to unload 4 in that siding. One of these brakes was on. Was it that one I got? The next one, perhaps. That was the one we turned on. We should be able to just let the brake off and it'll roll back gently all on its own. It will. The shorter the consist gets, the easier this becomes. We'll put the brake on here. Brake on. And there we go. We've had derails. There's too much weight behind it. Let's add 2 to the derail counter. Two, 9, and save. Yes, that's not what we wanted at all. Let the brake off. Let's pull the train forward. Actually, we better clear off these 2 and put them over under the next rail. Put a brake on that one so that we can push into it. And because I laid this the correct direction, they just automatically go the direction I want them to. Oh, we are rolling backwards already. We don't want to be doing that. This will be a lot easier when this curve runs around this way and it's all on flat level ground. But while we're up on this hill, it will be difficult to gauge how much the train is moving. And I think we are going to... Oh, I've got the brake on there. That doesn't help. Because you can control how fast the train's moving with the railcar brakes when it's rolling on the level ground. But while it's got weight pushing down this hill, you can't really do it. Now we pass the switch. We are brakes on here. Put it in reverse. It's going to roll backwards or it's not going to roll backwards. Push. There we go. Will we make it back to the switch in time to cut these two cars? Well, we are moving. The switch. Cut those two cars. Put a little bit of brake on. And they're going just too slow to do it. Not going as planned today. We are pushing through two railcar brakes there at the back. So I'll just give them a little bit of a shove. And put the brakes on. And that should get them rolling down that siding now. Well, the way that we came in, basically it's just pushing them back up the track again. And while they're rolling, we'll be able to put them all back together again. Not that one, it's this one. Yep, they're all reconnected. Now we can try with the next four and see whether or not we get it right or not. Might have to put a little bit bigger of a stopper there on the end of the... Put a hard stopper as well as the soft stop. Oh, I know why we've got a problem. We're pushing through too many brakes. Have to find the offender and turn it off. This is one of the things that the railroads extended helps with, is you can see which railcar brakes you have got on from the locomotive. That was one of them. And I'm pretty sure the other one is the last car. That's it. Now we're rolling backwards. While that's rolling, we'll come down here and we'll put a hard stopper on top of this soft stop. And to do that, we'll do it in bridge. So we'll start from there and we'll come forward 10 until that board just starts to stick up just a little bit. And finish that spline, then we'll put it back the other way to the back. And then that spline, and then put just a small piece on there like that. And there we go. See, that stopped it dead. And then we want to be able to delete bridges, and we delete that bit, and we delete that bit. So we've got a soft stop and then a hard stop on the end. And while we're here, we'll be able to unload the first 3 of these. And then we'll just have to pull forward slightly to get the last one. But that's better than having a derail. forwards. And we'll just let it roll. By the time we get there, we should be all right. No, we're not going to make it. So we want to put that brake on. Slow us down. Back to the locomotive and let's go. We'll get to pull forward again. Going to go forward until we're past that switch. That should be far enough. And brakes on. Will probably be a good plan to turn off the back brake on this other lot here so that when they get bumped, they roll back out of the way a little bit better. Otherwise, we'll need to push them back. Oh, brakes on this end. They can't go too far. They can only roll to where they start to go up the hill and then they'll roll back again. We can unpin this spool. All the way back up to the front to the locomotive. And into reverse, brakes off, give them a good hard shove. And if I did it right, they should be shooting off into the side. There they go. We'll let them roll back a fair way. Yeah, they won't go far. Let's back in with the next ball. We should have the whole train on level ground, on the level track by the time we get back with this one, so we won't be fighting this little bit of a hill here anymore. But this will be the only time that we've got to do this kind of an operation here, where we are basically doing shunting cars on a hill and then cutting and kicking cars on the hill. It's much easier when it's all done on level track. Go for the brakes here now. Pull up too soon. We've lost too much weight. The brakes off and it should start rolling again. It does. Yeah, that should be slow enough that we can unload this lot as they roll through. Of course, they'll pick up pace as they get emptier. I can't go too far now. We've put that stopper on the end. But we still don't want them slamming into it hard. So we'll add just a little bit of brake on this one. Slow us down just a little. And add some brake on that one. And this is the last one to unload. And it's gone up that soft stop. There we go, that's nice. That's how it's meant to work. Turn off the couple of brakes we put on. Pull forward and cut them. On, stop, reverse, run back, pull the pins on these, make sure there's no pin in that one. Run back and give them a shove. That should be plenty. And away they'll roll. And they'll meet up with the other ones along the way. We can probably let this rest of this roll in now all on its own. It'll just roll in gently. While we go down and flip the switch after the cut's gone off. And oh, look at that, the other ones are coming back from their little adventure up to the grade that comes down. Hopefully they're not travelling too fast and we don't have a big bang and crash in the middle. We don't really want to play billiards with them, so we'll slow them down a little bit. And we don't really want to push them back the other way either. So I'll put some brakes on to stop them. There we go, we're stopped. And they're just in the right spot now that we can come back and hook onto them. Because we're going to have to push them up the hill backwards to get back up to the top, because we don't have anywhere to turn around down here yet. We'll have somewhere to turn around when I've built in the other side on the loading side. Well, I got asked yesterday in the Discord why I wait and drop items from the cranes to know exactly where the track's going to be at. And well, it's better to build the track in once in the right spot than to need to move the track after you get it wrong. So if you mark the spot first, you know where it's going to land and you don't have to worry that, hey, I'll put the track in the wrong spot and then I've got to tear up my beautiful track that I laid and try and get it all fixed up and repaired and be spline optimized again. Just because I didn't take the time to mark the spot where the item's going to land on the ground so that I knew I had the track in the right spot. And a brake on here. That'll slow us down. There we go. Brake off. And pull it forward, back past this switch. It's plenty. And now we can back in and connect the whole consist back together again, and we're ready to head back up the hill. Not even moving too fast. I want to slam them together. Make sure we're all pinned correctly on this end. And well, the rail car that this link will stay in is always the newest car. So yes, this being 5 and this one being 4. 5 was purchased after 4, so that's why the link stays in car number 5 and not in car number 4. And we can put that brake off. And it can keep on rolling until we're right out on the line. And that's it for today. That's a load of cordwood down and a whole heap of shunting operations done. So I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And ta-ta for now.